What's going on, guys? Going to try to film a quick update for you on the disc grinder build. I do apologize in advance for the lighting. I know it's not too great over here. I'm kind of at half capacity up there, at least on that one light. Looks like one of the tubes has a big burn mark on it, so it doesn't have much coming out of it anymore. And the one next to it looks like it's not far behind. So that, along with the temperature in the shop, it's about 44 degrees in here. I just checked on my PID there on my heat treat oven, so we're probably a little too cold to be running that older ballast up there. And that's something that's kind of on the list. Maybe one of the next projects, as I get a little funds for it, will be to start swapping some of these lights out with maybe some LEDs. Or at least something a little bit better that'll hold up to colder and warmer temps a little better than these. So that's really neither here nor there now. Again, I'm just sorry if the lighting's not all that great. But as you can see, we are making some good progress here. We're getting really close to having this thing up and running. There is power to it right now. Go ahead and fire up the VFD. I did install a forward stop reverse switch. It did not originally come with one. And actually I got to looking online just to buy the switch with a wiring harness. And the cheapest I could find one was like $25, $30. Granger, who distribute these, they wanted like $35 plus shipping for theirs. I think I saw one on Amazon for like $50 or $60. And I only paid like $150 for this thing on eBay. Not sure if it was used or just new or old stock, but I got a really good deal on it for what they normally go for. Again, it just didn't come with a switch, so after looking at it, and really all it is just on-off on, single pole double throw switch with a little 3-pin jumper harness. And I actually found a harness in my old parts from some TVs I had taken apart years ago, and I already had the switch as well. So I just made my own for really next to nothing. I think the switch, you can find these switches all day long for like $5 or $10. The harness was free, but you can even get those for a couple bucks. I'm not really sure where the $30, $40, $50, $60 come from for these things. As far as just the switch and the wiring harness, it's kind of a ripoff, I think, if you ask me. Even the switches for the KB drives, you could probably make yourself for a little cheaper. It just depends on if you want to put in that extra effort. If you've already got jumpers and clips and switches and dust boots and things, it may be worth it just to make your own rather than pay, 20, 30, 40 bucks for these things. But it's just a little aside, it's just a way to maybe save money. If you want a little cheaper price on a VFD, order it without the switches and wire them in yourself if you have that option. But like I said, I do have it, under power here. And seems pretty well balanced, nice and smooth. I've just got it at 1800 RPM right now. I'm kind of debating on if I want to double the VFD for 3600 RPM. That's probably about as fast as I would need it, but we'll see. I have to use it a little bit. Obviously the digital brakes set pretty high there. I may adjust some of the pots in there and mess with the torque and other settings a little bit. But right now it is under power. I can use it. I just got to get some paper on here. But first, I think I'm going to take the diameter of this down just a little. It's about 8 15/16, so I think I want to take another 16th off for 8 7/8, and then I may see about trying to true this up just a little bit more. It does have a little bit of run out, maybe 10 or 12 thousandths, which may not practically affect anything, especially once I get adhesive and paper or even a rubber sheet over this and then the paper. The run out probably won't be that noticeable, if at all. We'll see. Other thing I need to do is mill in some pockets for prying the disc off. And I think I'm going to actually put some stronger magnets on here that I do have already. This pops off pretty easily. And although I think it'll, it's not going to fly off or anything, I don't want it to slip when I'm, bearing into it. So I may put a couple stronger magnets in there, and then when I do that, I may need some little pry pockets in there just to get the plate off again. So I'm going to play with that some more, when I get a little bit more time. But, other than that, this is really just about ready to go. I don't have the work rest done yet, or the tool arm socket, machined out. That'll probably come at a later day. I'd really like to get this thing running and, kind of try it out and see what I like before I get the work rest finalized. I'll probably do a full width, but, I may also just do a small, corner table, since you're really only just using, one half of the disc at a time anyway. But, then when you're reversing, it is nice to have, real estate on either side. So we'll see. I mean, really, when you're using the table, you probably won't need to reverse anyhow, unless maybe you're grinding a blade. But, like I said, I'm going to have to kind of use the thing and see what I think first. But, so far I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm really looking forward to getting some paper on it and seeing what all I can do with this thing. These machines come highly recommended from a lot of makers I've recently been talking to. And going to see what the hype is all about here, I guess. So far so good. Just a little bit of minor detail work to work out there. The tables, the discs. Maybe true the hub up just a little bit more. Do a little bit more machining on it. And we'll be grinding in no time. So I think that's it for the update, guys. I'm sure I'll film one more when I start using it and get the work rest and all that figured out. But for now, it's pretty late, so I'm going to call it a night. And I got to work in the morning. So appreciate the views, guys. Any comments, questions, leave them below, and we'll see you on the next one.